I know I may look stupid there, but it was pretty fucking fun to do. That, and just to prove how childish I am, when I went downstairs to actually get these, my mum came in and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I responded with, "I'm being Wolverine, Mom!" So Logan is directed by James Mangold and is the latest movie in the Wolverine X-Men franchise, which sees Hugh Jackman return to one of his most iconic roles as Wolverine, also starring Patrick Stewart, Boyd Holbrook, Stephen Merchant and Daphne Keane. What's up? Look how cute. I was just disturbed by another little kitty cat. And in this movie we see two sides to two characters that we've never really seen before. We've seen Wolverine more damaged and hurt than he has ever been before. And we see Charles Xavier, who's done something that he isn't fully aware of, and when he does find out, it kills him inside. This is the weakest we've ever seen these two characters. And it doesn't help that we've heard about this virus that has taken out basically every mutant alive. For a task force charged with hunting down whatever mutants remain, these guys are basically in hiding, alone, scared at times. But that'll change when one girl comes along, played by Daphne Keane, who is supposedly one of the first child mutants in the past 20 years. Or 10 years. It's been a while since a mutant was born. And now the three of them embark on an epic journey to find Eden, where supposedly is home to quite a few other mutants. And I was incredibly excited for this movie. The hype surrounding this movie for me was incredible, and I have to say I was not disappointed because this movie was awesome. Not only is it a Wolverine we've never really seen before, but because it's got its 15 rating or R rating in America, they really do push it in this film, and it does it to such great and awesome effect. First thing to get out of the way though, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, he is great as always. This is a role he could have played in his sleep, but this time I feel he's really been challenged because again, this is a Wolverine we've never really seen before. This is the weakest and most damaged we've ever seen Wolverine, and in that I can see that being a challenge for Hugh Jackman to delve into a certain aspect of this character that he hasn't really explored before. The same goes for Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier. It's great seeing Patrick Stewart back as Charles Xavier. The guy is awesome, and again it shows a side to Charles Xavier we've never really seen before. Again, challenging Patrick Stewart to delve into a certain aspect of the character that hasn't really been explored before. And like Hugh Jackman, he does an incredible job of doing that. The main antagonist in this movie, Boyd Holbrook, I thought he was really good in the film. He's not one of those menacing type villains, he's more of a cocky, arrogant villain, which was really good. His back and forth with Wolverine has some quite threatening undertones while also being quite comic, and I really liked him in this movie. I thought it was really good. We also have Daphne Keane in this movie who plays X-23, and she was badass. As child performances go in a movie like this, she did an incredible job in this film. And you can tell that all she's really looking for is a connection with someone, and that someone could be Wolverine. She's looking at Wolverine and Charles Xavier as father figures. And although she doesn't really talk throughout the first two acts of this movie, she portrays a lot of emotion through her looks, through her eyes alone, which is great. She really impressed me in this film. And again, as I mentioned before, this is unlike any other Wolverine and X-Men movie that has come before it. This is violent, it is bloody, and because of that, the action scenes look awesome. This movie is so well directed by James Mangold. James Mangold also directed the movie Wolverine, which I also really enjoyed, so you can see that he has a love and passion for the X-Men franchise, for the character of Wolverine, and it comes across again in this movie. This guy knows what he's doing with these characters, and in that he can pull on our heartstrings. He can make it emotional, he can make it comical, he can make it action-packed, he can make it tense. This guy did an incredible job of directing this movie, whether that be the character development scenes or the action sequences, which both of are incredible, and the action sequences are tense and thrilling, and just incredibly cool to look at. This may also be one of the best X-Men looking movies in my opinion. The cinematography of this movie was absolutely gorgeous. It definitely had that sort of western feel to it. Due to what the trailer showed us, I thought it would have had that western feel, and in the movie it definitely felt like that as well. I feel like that really worked with the tone that this movie was setting before it. Not only that, but every scene was so well edited together. The musical score was great. This movie as a whole is pretty badass. I do have only two minor issues with the film, the only small problems I have with it. The first issue I have been with this being a 15 rating, which has never happened for an X-Men movie before. The first 10 to 15 minutes of this film, they really do push the fact that this is a 15 rating, that this is R-rated. And although really cool and awesome to see, I felt like they dragged it out to the point where I was starting to get scared that we were going to constantly overuse the fact that it is a 15 rating. That's not the case, however. After those first 10 and 15 minutes go, where they're basically saying, yes, this is a Wolverine you've never seen before, here you go, it does start to spread it out a lot more, which works in a lot of emotional and comedic effect. My second issue with this movie also being the ending. Now, I don't want to get into details about it because it is a spoiler, but the way the movie ended, although it ended in a really nice way, it suddenly stopped at a certain point. Like, it ends with our characters going to a certain place and we don't actually know if they get there or not. Now, I didn't stay to see if there was a post-credit scene because I ran into the toilet and apparently there was no post-credit scene, but I've heard reports that there is. So if there is a post-credit scene and it does resolve the issue that I have with the ending, then please do let me know in the comments below, because then that issue can be resolved and I'll sort it out when I see the Blu-ray. Overall, guys, this movie definitely does Wolverine justice, and if it is Hugh Jackman's last outing as this iconic character, then well done to him, because he was incredible in this film, as was Patrick Stewart. Daphne Keane did an incredible job in her first movie role as well. In fact, the entire cast as a whole were amazing. They all did a great job in this film. It's beautifully directed, the cinematography is absolutely gorgeous. I love the tone that this movie set out for itself. The blood and gore was awesome to see. It's a Wolverine we've never really seen before. If you're an X-Men fan, I feel like you will absolutely adore this film. If you're not an X-Men fan, because of its different tone to the other X-Men and Wolverine movies, I feel like you might enjoy it a little bit more than the others. I can't definitely say you'll love this movie unlike I did, because this movie was absolutely incredible, and for all of that I'm going to give Logan 5 stars. So Logan, have you guys seen it yet? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you all in the next video.